Hello and welcome back to Crypto Saving Experts, where we talk about the latest cryptocurrency news and take a look at the markets so that we all know exactly what is happening. My name is Jess and we do these live streams every single weekday. So please make sure to tune in every day, like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. Let's check out what is going on right now with the prices of the top cryptocurrencies here. We've got, first of all, Bitcoin up down slightly to $51,560. We've got Ethereum up slightly 0.4% to $2,930. And we've got some altcoins making some moves as well this morning. So let's take a look at that. Hopefully everything's running smoothly in the stream today. Please let me know if there are any issues on today's stream. It seems that I can't hear what's going on, so hopefully a load of music isn't all just being played at once right now. Let me check if everything's working properly. Okay. Hopefully we have action now. Hopefully it's all working. Let me check through this. Here we go. We've got action. We've got action. Good morning, Rob. Thank you very much for tuning in as possible. I can hear what's going on now. We know what's happening in today's stream. So let's take a look at the altcoins for the day and see what's going on here. In terms of biggest gainers, we've got HBAR up over 5%, Leo up over 5%, Ethereum proof of work up over 4% as well. In terms of biggest losers, we're looking at NEAR, Zcash, APT, AR. Now, if we scroll down the top 20, you can see there has been some volatility within the last 24 hours. In both directions, we can see that Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin. So let's take a look at that first of all on today's stream. What we've got is on the hourly chart, we are still seeing an uptrend here. So Ethereum is still continuing to outperform Bitcoin. Brilliant to see at this point in time in the markets. I think this is a trend that hopefully should continue, and we do start to see some nice gains from those high cap coins as a result of this. If we're taking a look at this chart here, we can see Ethereum has been outperforming Bitcoin for the last week or so. A lot of people are saying, look, this is because the Ethereum ETFs may be around the corner, and I completely agree with this thesis. We are potentially going to see Ethereum ETFs launch in May. Right now, analysts are saying there's about a 50% chance of those products going live. And if we do see that, and especially in the anticipation towards that, we could see some really bullish moves for Ethereum. I mean, we've already started to see these moves. If we take a look at Ethereum right now, let's pull up the Ethereum chart. We have actually seen it touch that $3,000 level, which is absolutely insane here. And I'm glad to say I have finally started to diversify. The time has finally come. Let's see what's going on. Let's put some more moves. If we got action in the stream today, can everybody hear these things? Hopefully everybody in the chat can hear what's going on in today's stream. Let me know if there are any problems. I think it's all running smoothly. It's all because it's a new setup. I've only got one screen, so there's about 50,000 windows behind each other. So I can't always see what's going on, but it all seems to be going okay. We will get used to this setup eventually, but I'm liking it. I'm enjoying it. I watched back yesterday's stream and it was a little more fun with all the background music, I think. So let me know what you think in the chat. PG says all sounds good. JB says all okay. Brilliant. Thank you very much for letting me know. Good morning to all of those in the chat today. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. Let's see what's going on here. So Ethereum has seen a nice move to the upside. If we take a look at the daily chart, yes, we are having a little bit of a pullback today. We were trading at $3,014. $30,000 for Ethereum would be insane right now. What we are seeing here is we are trading at 2,890. If we take a look, we do have actually a level of support here to keep an eye on. This has been used as a level of resistance and as a level of support multiple times. We have not yet broken through this. If we can hold this level, that would be brilliant. Right now, what we want to see is the hourly candle close above that one at $2,800 or $2,900 level, and then hopefully a nice bounce from this level of support. So potentially, right now, we could be just seeing some wicks being formed. I have chose to accumulate some in this dip. We don't know how low the prices are going to go. As I always say, Bitcoin and Ethereum can experience 20-30% dumps in a pullback pullback, but people are still feeling super bullish. It's insane how quickly people's opinions have changed, and it's hard to think of the bearish scenario right now. It's hard to imagine Bitcoin doing a 20-30% dump right now, but we do have to remember it is still possible. A lot of people saying, look, this isn't going to happen because the Bitcoin ETFs are here, but we've seen it happen while the ETF has been live, so we do know it is still possible. We need to be cautious about what's coming with Bitcoin and Ethereum, but I just can't help to feel bullish right now. Let me know what you feel like in the chat. I mean, look at that wick. Look at that wick. Exactly as predicted. If we get the hourly candle close above this $2,900 level, and hold this level of support, we could get a significant bounce as we've seen in previous attempts to break this level, and we could see some nice higher levels once again. Seeing Ethereum up above $3,000 yesterday was absolutely insane, and I want to see it more often, Ethereum. So please make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button. It helps with the Bitcoin price, it helps with the Ethereum price, I am sure. I mean, look how much Ethereum has gone up since we started this stream. It's because of this stream, so make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button, and tune in every single day. We have a huge amount of news to discuss today. We're going to be discussing some potential airdrops coming very soon as well, and we'll take a look at the Bitcoin ETFs. We'll take a look at what's going on with Ethereum, Ripple. We've got a load of news today, so make sure to stay tuned until the very end. Let's see what's going on for Bitcoin right now on the daily chart, because we are seeing a slight pullback, but I want to address this. Because yes, we've seen a pullback, but we are still within this zone that we've been discussing here on the channel. So let's change the color of these so we can all see them very clearly, because black on black isn't really the best way to stream. And what we can see here is if we go to the previous bull market and we take a look at what happened here, you can see that we have a zone of previous levels of support and resistance between these two blue lines here. So you can see this has been used as a level of resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance. So this zone here is very important for the Bitcoin price. We're looking at $50,500 to $53,000. Right now, we are right in that range. So could this zone act as a level of resistance once again? Potentially. That's definitely something we need to be keeping an eye on. This is a crucial level, a strong level. If we got rejected from this and had a little bit of a pullback, we can't be shocked, because this is such a strong resistance in Bitcoin's history. However, if we zoom in to the shorter time frames, you can see that Bitcoin's been trying to pull back to the lower end of this range a couple of times, and we have just had immediate buying power there, pushing us back up into the middle of this range, and we have not broken through that level of support yet, so I'm not immediately feeling bearish right now. What we can see is we are retesting that $50,500 level until we see a candle close below that level of support. That support is still strong, and we have seen continuous bounces off that level, so I'm not turning bearish right now. I'm waiting to see what happens. As I've been saying at this point on the stream for quite a couple of days now, what we are at is we are at a crucial level. If we break through that level of resistance that's rejected us a few times on that shorter time frame, then we can look at some more bullish price predictions, what we all want to do. But if we do see a daily candle close below that level of support at $50,450, then we do need to look at some lower levels and see where we have some close supports in play. But right now we are at a crucial point. We are essentially sat on the fence, and we don't want to enter a trade in either direction until we get some confirmation of which way we are going to go. Even better than a breakout, we'd love to see a confirmation bounce as well, if that's not too much to ask for Bitcoin. So if we take a look at this, if we see a daily candle close above that $53,000 level, and we do see a confirmation bounce where we use that previous level of resistance as a support, that would be a super strong indicator that there's a high probability we are going to continue to the upside. However, if we do see a break to the downside and we get a confirmation bounce there, that can give us confirmation that maybe it is time for a little bit of a pullback. Now, in terms of positions in the markets right now, I think there's a benefit for both. If we move to the downside, it could be a brilliant buying opportunity amidst all of this bullish momentum and the positivity that's flooding into the markets right now. And if we move to the upside, then who can complain? We all love moving to the upside. So There are benefits for both right now, and as I always say, if we do see a little bit of a pullback, we cannot complain because we are building more levels of support. We are making the Bitcoin price stronger. We do not want to see Bitcoin move to the upside in a straight line. Yes, it may be brilliant at the time, but if we start to see a pullback, there's nothing from stopping us from just going straight down to the downside. We see that with altcoins all of the time. Altcoins can do like 100x, and if they've not stopped for a breath on the way up, they will plummet back to the downside, and we do not want that for Bitcoin. So as long as we do actually want to see pullbacks, we want to see levels of support being retested, and we do want to create that confidence within the markets for the next time we see a pullback, because when we have a pullback, we want to know that we've got supports below us. So that's what's happening really for the Bitcoin price right now. Staying strong in this zone. We have not yet broken a major level of support, so not yet turning bearish. Being cautious at these levels, but we have seen strong bounces on this level before, so hopefully we do see that again. Let's take a look at the liquidation points for Bitcoin right now, because we were talking about this on yesterday's stream, and both magnets have been touched here. So what we see on this chart is we're seeing where Bitcoin traders will get liquidated. Where this chart goes yellow, that means there's a huge amount of traders will get liquidated if the Bitcoin price hits that price point. So in yesterday's stream, we were looking at the $51,350 level as a massive magnet for the Bitcoin price, and we were looking at the $53,000 level as a magnet for the Bitcoin price. In both scenarios, Bitcoin traders were going to get liquidated, and we all know Bitcoin likes to take the path of most pain. So when looking at this chart, it's clear to see that we were going to touch those points. We touched both of them within the last 24 hours, liquidating all of those traders and then returning back to the price points that we were at previously. Something Bitcoin always likes to do, and that is why it's always important to keep your eye on charts like this. Bitcoin always takes the path of most pain. We know this extremely well by now. So when a video is feeling super bullish, it does make me feel a little bit cautious. In fact, let's pull up the fear and greed index for Bitcoin, because this is one indicator that's making me feel fearful, and this is the 78 on the fear and greed index right now. So this is showing there is extreme greed in the markets. This is 100% a sell indicator, making me feel incredibly nervous right now. Although the charts are looking good and although the support is holding strong, the fear and greed indicator tells us, look, there is insane greed in the markets right now. Greed means to sell. Greed means to sell. When you first get into cryptocurrency, it's easy to see big green movements to the upside, I feel greedy. Big red movements to the downside, I feel fearful. But you need to swap those around. You need to change your instincts to be the opposite way around. When there's big green candles and there's loads of greed in the market, you need to be fearful of what's to come. You need to start selling a little bit and taking some profits. When it's the other way around, so when there's lots of fear in the markets, there's big red candles, that's when we need to be buying it up and buying into the fear, because that is how we make the most money. We want to be buying red, selling green, not buying green, selling red. It's not the strategy that we want to adopt here. So looking at the 78 on the fear and greed index does make me slightly fearful, but hopefully it starts to calm down with some sideways action here. We don't always need to see a pullback to see the fear and greed index return to normal. Sometimes we do just need some sideways action. I think either of these scenarios is in store right now. We are obviously only 61 days away from the Bitcoin halving, so we are getting closer and closer to that point where the inflation rate for Bitcoin will be cut in half, and we see, hopefully, one of the biggest bull markets yet. Let's take a look at what's going on for some altcoins here. So taking a look at Chainlink, we have seen a little bit of pullback. So right now we are looking at $18.40. We were trading up above $20.80. A little bit of a pullback is normal, though this token has performed incredibly well so far within the last 6 months. Right now, if we go into the 1 hour chart, we are potentially going to see a bounce at these levels. If we take a look at the previous levels for Chainlink as a level of support, on the 4 hour chart, we're probably best right now. If we take a look and see if we have some levels of support at this point, you can see this has been used as a level of support and resistance, and that is at the $18.14 level. We have wicked that right now. Hopefully that support holds strong. Fingers crossed it does. Otherwise, we could be in for some more bearish bearish momentum here. If we take a look at what's going on here, we have unfortunately broken through that level of support. So what I would be aware of and cautious of is that we could come down and now use that as a level of resistance. So it may be that we're in for some sort of price action like this. So definitely worth bearing in mind there. In terms of other altcoins of the day, we can see BNB doing okay for the last week, up 10%. Lido staked ETH up 8% within the last week. Cardano's having a little bit of a pullback, but overall within the week it's still been really bullish. Taking a look at Tron, up 8% within the last week. We are seeing small pullbacks for some of these tokens, but some of them are managing to hold their bullish momentum for the week pretty strong. I mean, Matic's up 10% for the week. So not too much we can complain about here, and definitely some opportunities are appearing in the markets. Let's take a look at what's going on with the cryptocurrency news here today, though, because we need to discuss a lot today. Before we do, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. We do these live streams every single weekday, and I would appreciate if you tune in with me every single weekday. So to do so, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification button. Also, check out the CSE Plus Discord, where we are discussing the latest trends and taking a look at what airdrops are in the markets potentially. Let's take a look at that first of all. I want to talk about the airdrops first of all, because there are some potential airdrops coming to the markets, and these are brilliant opportunities. We are making it a focus in the Discord right now to be talking about what airdrops could be coming, because these are literally a way to make money without putting any of your funds at risk. When we are investing, we are always taking on some sort of risk. With airdrops, it is free money. So how do we take advantage of these? Well, we don't necessarily know what airdrop is going to come. Often airdrops reward normal users. So for example, there is potential that Magic Eden could perform could have an airdrop soon, according to this source on Twitter. Now, this is likely they are likely going to reward users of their NFT platforms and reward users who are purchasing and selling NFTs on their platform. So how do we get involved with these airdrops and potentially get the rewards of these airdrops? Well, what we need to do is we need to utilize the different platforms that have these rumored airdrops. We need to be making transactions on the platform, on the protocol that they've created. So you can see a list of projects here, and Woo Blockchain team has put together this list, and they've said, look, potential airdrops are coming from these projects. To get involved, we need to be utilizing these protocols, making transactions through these platforms, and fingers crossed they do have airdrops coming. It's not certain any of these will do, but it's looking like there is potential there, and with that we want to get our own piece of the pie. So making some transactions on these protocols just increases our chances of getting some of those rewards if an airdrop does arise. So definitely worth taking a look at this list. If you are using some of these blockchains already, brilliant. If you are not, but you could just switch over as an alternative to something you are using right now for the potential of the airdrop, definitely worthwhile. As always, it's always important to be incredibly careful when you are getting airdrops and such. Just make sure to diversify as much as possible. And a lot of people think diversify means like, don't just buy Bitcoin, don't just buy one altcoin. But I mean, don't just hold all of your assets in one MetaMask wallet. Hold your assets in different wallets and in different methods. Cold storage, always the best solution. There's kind of a degree of safety when it comes to the different ways you can store your cryptocurrency. You can use cold storage, you can use a Ledger, a Trezor, the different hardware wallets to keep your private key completely offline. But we all know they do not make your cryptocurrency as easily accessible as sometimes we need it. So centralized exchanges do have their benefits. They mean you can leverage trade. They mean you can easily access your tokens and easily move from one blockchain to the other. And there are some in between levels. We can look at MetaMask, for example, that allows us to make transactions on chain. It's easily accessible for our cryptocurrency tokens, but we do have control of our own private keys. So they are that slightly bit better than centralized exchanges. Now, if you're looking to take advantage of an airdrop, what we want to be doing is we want to be moving all of our funds really away from the wallet that we are constantly interacting with different websites for, because you don't want to have a wallet that has 100% of your cryptocurrency funds in and connect that wallet to 20 different websites. You do not want to do that, because every time you're connecting your wallet to a website, you are taking on some risk. So what you need to be doing is essentially get your wallet that you've made all your transactions from, clear it out, send your funds to a new wallet. It may be a new MetaMask wallet, it may be a hardware wallet, it may be a software wallet, but move your funds out and then use your empty wallet to make all of those transactions, to use all of these protocols and increase your chances of taking advantage of these airdrops. Do not just connect your wallet with all of your funds on multiple different websites, because you are at risk of connecting to a dodgy website who could empty your entire wallet. So just be careful when looking to take advantage of these opportunities. Yes, they are essentially free money, free tokens, but don't put your current tokens and holdings at risk when trying to take advantage of these opportunities in the markets. Let's see what's going on here in the chat. Good morning, Rob. Good morning, James. Thank you very much for tuning in. As always, let's see what's going on here. The Crypto Cab says, sell green, buy red. Best advice, but hard to do. Very, very hard to do. It's hard to buy with conviction when everybody around you is telling you, look, that thing is over. That thing is over. But if we manage to do it at $16,000 Bitcoin, surely we've got those skills by now. Surely we've built up those skills by now. I think the hardest thing right now is to sell and take some profits. That's what I'm struggling to do. At this point in the market, incredibly difficult to do that, because we all know the potential that these markets have, and we've all got that kind of boost of confidence that, yep, we were actually right, and there could be some bullish momentum coming. But it's a skill that I'm trying to learn. It's a skill I'm trying to learn. Let's take a look at what's going on in the cryptocurrency news today, though, because we need to dive into this. We've got a lot to discuss. Let's see how today's stream is performing. Right now, we have 26 people viewing today's stream and 17 likes. So please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. Let's see what's going on here. Is everything running smoothly? It looks like it's running as expected. I like how you can all see the Bitcoin and Ethereum price throughout today's stream. Let me know what you think of the new layout. Let me know if you are bullish or bearish. Drop the words into the chat. Bullish or bearish. Thumbs up for bullish, thumbs down for bearish for Bitcoin for the next week. Let's see what's happening there. Maybe we'll start running some competitions on these live streams as well. Let's make them more interactive. I'll discuss that with the stream later on today. Let's see what's going on with the cryptocurrency news here, though. So first of all, first article of the day. These Bitcoin ETFs are not a fad. That was the conclusion I read when I saw this article. Bitcoin ETFs did not just get that first initial boost of attention and essentially die off. That is not what has happened. We have seen Bitcoin ETF trading spike to busiest session since January debut. So taking a look at this, Bloomberg ETF analyst Eric noted a particular uptick in volume for HODL and BTCW. Let's take a look at this. Bitcoin exchange traded funds posted the most trading since their debut in the last month. Volume amounted to nearly $2 billion, the highest total since the first day of trading on January the 11th. Bloomberg Intelligence senior ETF analyst Eric noted on Twitter of these events. Brilliant to see here. He has posted saying the VanEck HODL is going wild today with $258 million in volume already, a 14 times jump over its daily average. And it's not one big investor, which would make sense, but rather 32,000 individual trades, which is 60 times its average. It has been suggested that the reason for the spike could be the US markets were closed on Monday for President's Day, and trades over the weekend were settled on the first day of the work week. As for the price of Bitcoin itself, it's changing hands just above $52,200, and we can see here that head of research at VDX, a regulated Hong Kong exchange, has said the strong Bitcoin ETF inflow by institutional investors indicates risk-on sentiment. Meanwhile, gold ETFs have seen a net outflow. The outflow of gold ETFs may be due to global investors' rising demand for US equity. What we are seeing here is Bitcoin's ETFs are edging up and edging up and edging up, and the ratio between Bitcoin and gold is shifting. It's changing. So going back to what I was saying just before this, when the Bitcoin ETFs went live, there were a lot of analysts saying, look, these ETFs aren't all going to make it to the end of the year. Yes, there's competition. Yes, there's demand, but it's not going to last forever. It's not going to last 12 months. We're not going to see them all last to the end of the year. But what we're seeing is continued growth of these ETFs. We're seeing the inflows continue at a steady rate, and we're seeing the volumes continue to meet record highs for these ETFs. So the interest in these products was not just kind of because of the initial launch. It's continued for over a month now. And as we see time go on, and as we see these volumes continue to increase and these inflows continue to increase, we know that these are here to stick around. Now, taking a look at this reference to gold, really important metric to be looking at here. A lot of us compare Bitcoin to gold because Bitcoin is digital gold. The reason that we value gold is in this day and age is because gold has a limited supply and it allows us to transfer value. The problem with that though is we cannot send gold all the way across the world in a matter of minutes. It's a heavy product, and shipping that and transferring that and moving that from one person to the other is incredibly difficult. Yes, its limited supply gives it extra value, but there are some problems to gold being a means of storage. You have to actually store the huge amounts of this product as well if you want to buy and invest and hold on to this for the long term. The solution here, and I have to say, key point there, that's if you want to actually manage your own funds. The benefits of Bitcoin over gold is that you can have self-custody. You are in charge of your own assets. You don't need to buy a piece of paper that says somebody else holds your gold for you. You can be your own bank. You can make peer-to-peer payments anywhere across the world in a matter of minutes. The transaction fees are much lower and the maximum supply is set in stone. We have 21 million Bitcoins that will ever be mined for Bitcoin. We may find another gold mine that can increase the supply massively and affect the value of the gold. So comparing Bitcoin to gold, I personally can see that Bitcoin is the winner there, and seeing the ratio of these ETFs sort of start to change is something that I expect to continue within the next couple of years. Let's take a look at what's going on in the chat here. James says, sent you a DM on Twitter. You were jealous of the pool image. This chart will make you happy. I'll take a look at that after today's stream. Let's take a look at what is going on. Rob C says, I like the new layout. Randy says he's a long-term bull. I am also a long-term bull, 100% of the time. We cannot make that mistake here. I hope we're all still bulls in 20 years to come. Let's see what's going on here. Bina says, you know how I take my profit by withdrawals to my cold wallet. Well, exactly. My problem is I was accumulating Bitcoin during the bear market because, to be honest, I didn't have enough conviction to buy those altcoins, and Ethereum was being outperformed by Bitcoin continuously. So on the whole, Bitcoin was the best asset to invest in at that point in time, I believe. Obviously, there were some altcoins that have just completely flew out of the water, but on the whole, Bitcoin was a solid asset to invest in during the bearish period and the first kind of leg up for the bull market. But now, between January, February, and March, this was my time to diversify, and I've been pretty slow on that diversification, but we are starting to get there. And now, my version of taking profits isn't to just sell into dollars, it's to sell into Bitcoin, but I haven't really had the opportunity to do that since I haven't really diversified. So I've kind of put myself between a rock and a hard place, but we are now diversifying here slowly, and then eventually, when the time comes, I will be starting to take profits back into Bitcoin again, and hopefully repeat that cycle as we start to see some pullbacks in this market. But right now, we're enjoying the bullish momentum, we're enjoying the movements to the upside, and long may they continue. Let's take a look at what else is going on here in the news today. Good morning. Thank you very much for tuning in. As always, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button. It helps the channel massively, and we can really see a difference in the amount of views and channel growth if we do get more likes. So please make sure to hit that like button today. Let's take a look at what is going on here. Bitcoin is progress according to BlackRock's latest ETF ad. Do you know what I can do here? We've got a cheer sound. We've got some sound effects on the screen today. Let's take a look at what's going on here. The advertisement seeks to attract investors to IBIT. So Bitcoin has landed, and an advertisement has said Bitcoin ETFs have landed. The ad has a yellow background with the writing and imagery in black, and white, a boring approach according to some. However, this boring approach will take the eyes of smart money. The IBIT Bitcoin iShares Bitcoin Trust now lets you access Bitcoin, where you get your stocks and bonds, so you can manage all your investments in one place. The ad also describes Bitcoin as progress. Simple, modern, but effective, according to Bloomberg analyst there. And we can see here IBIT is leading the assets under management regarding which ETFs are leading the pack out of the new issuers, excluding GBTC. We can see IBIT has over $5 billion in assets under management for its Bitcoin ETF with Fidelity, second at over $4 billion. The ETFs have accumulated over 243,000 Bitcoin combined since they began trading. So Bitcoin ETFs are still on the rise, still seeing inflows, still seeing increased volumes, all-time highs for volumes on some of those ETFs, definitely seeing growth here, and that increased demand can just make us feel bullish and bullish. I mean, when we're seeing these inflows into these ETFs, we are edging closer and closer to that supply shock that could dramatically increase the Bitcoin price. So definitely something to feel bullish about there. Let's take a look at what else is going on in the cryptocurrency news today. Let's see how the stream's getting on. We are currently on 22 likes for today's stream with 28 concurrent viewers. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button. Let's try and get to 50 likes by the end of today's stream. We've got quite a few articles to discuss today, so make sure to stay around until the very end. Taking a look at this article here, Ethereum hits $3,000 for the first time in nearly 2 years amid rising Ethereum ETF excitement. So a potential spot ETH ETF approval would boost the second largest crypto's appeal among more conservative institutional investors. Now, we've all seen how Bitcoin has performed post-ETF and pre-ETF, and there's a lot of anticipation that Ethereum will do something similar. As soon as those Bitcoin ETF applications got approved by the SEC, we saw a massive rise in the Ethereum price. If we take a look at the Ethereum BTC, that's what this pump was here. Ethereum massively outperformed Bitcoin when those ETFs got approved. We did see a reversal here, but we are still seeing some excitement in the markets. We are waiting until that final deadline for the SEC's, for the applications for Ethereum ETFs with the SEC, and that is in May. So for the anticipation of these ETFs, we may see some nice bullish momentum for Ethereum until May. Now, when May arises, we need to question, will these ETFs actually get approved and will they launch? Now, analysts are saying there's a 50% chance that these ETFs will get launched into the markets. So the question is still kind of in the air right now. Will these Ethereum ETFs go live? Now, a lot of people have looked at the Bitcoin ETF launches and said it's a buy the rumor, sell the news event. I disagree with this. We did see we were all buying on the rumor, we were all buying in anticipation, but post the event, post the ETFs being accepted, post the ETFs going live, we continued to see a pump. We did not get a pullback until about a week later. That is not what I define as a buy the rumor, sell the news event. Now, when we're looking at Ethereum, could we see something similar? We're definitely already seeing that buy the rumor phase, buying up the anticipation of the event. Now, what would happen post approval? This is the question. I think if analysts are still predicting in May that there's only a 50% chance these products get accepted, it could be that an acceptance could push the price up massively because there's not that certainty that we really had with Bitcoin. When the Bitcoin ETF deadline came in, I think a lot of us were very confident that the SEC had nowhere else to go but to accept them. So I think there is potential here for, if that uncertainty continues in the markets, Ethereum could continue to run post-acceptance or have a slight pullback if they do get rejected. We do need to be aware, Bitcoin and Ethereum, different assets here. There is possibility for Ethereum ETFs to get rejected, but if they get accepted, we could see massive movements to the upside. And we've all seen what Bitcoin ETFs have done. So this will give institutional investors who didn't really have confidence in crypto before kind of a template to go off to understand the potential in the space and look at Ethereum in a different light and these Ethereum ETFs in a different light. And we could see inflows even bigger than those initial Bitcoin inflows. So we'll see how that plays out, but we will keep an eye on that news. And we will update you with the likelihood of these Ethereum ETFs going live because the excitement here is heating up. And as I said, we are starting to see some sort of reversal on the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. In fact, let's go back to that Ethereum analysis that we did at the start of today's stream because we predicted it nicely. This is exactly what we wanted to see here. So we drew this level of support at the start of today's stream when Bitcoin was trading down at this level here. And we were saying, look, we have seen a strong bounce off this level of support before. We want to see that again. And that is exactly what we are seeing right now. So super positive to see. If we take a look at the Ethereum Bitcoin chart on the hourly chart, we're seeing Ethereum start to bounce back here slightly as well. So feeling good about this right now. Bitcoin's starting to see a bounce on the level of support there as well. Things are lining up nicely. Hopefully we continue to see these strong bounces here. Both Bitcoin and Ethereum were retesting those lower levels, but both of them have seen strong bounces off them before and appear to be making those strong bounces again. So we will continue to keep an eye on those throughout today's stream. But please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. Let's take a look at what's going on here. We've got 24 likes on today's stream. Let's try and get to 50 before we close off today's stream. Please don't forget to hit that like button today. What have we got here? So Ripple would welcome an XRP ETF, says the CEO. However, Brad Garlinghouse did not comment on whether Ripple is pursuing such a fund. So let's take a look at this. Essentially, we've seen Bitcoin ETFs go live. We're seeing the anticipation for an Ethereum ETF go live. And what does this mean for other altcoins? Are we going to see a number of high cap altcoins also have ETF products launching within the next year? There's a big possibility here. There is a big possibility here. If that Ethereum ETF gets approved, the likelihood of altcoin ETFs launching within the year is going to dramatically increase further. So what we could be seeing here is just a wave of bullishness of the anticipation of ETFs continuing down through the market. So first of all, we saw anticipation for Bitcoin ETFs pushing Bitcoin's price up. Now we're seeing anticipation for Ethereum ETFs pushing that price up. If that gets accepted, we'll move on to those high cap coins. Anticipation of those getting ETFs pushing those prices up. And just continue to see that wave. And I think we'll definitely be putting this bull market down to the ETF frenzy that we are seeing right now. This is definitely the trigger that we have got in the markets. And hopefully this continues. Fingers crossed those Ethereum ETFs do get across the line, because it's just opening up a wave of opportunity for the cryptocurrency markets. Look at this article right now. XRP's founder has said, we would certainly welcome an XRP ETF. Now, he has said, so he was questioned whether Ripple is currently in tasks with asset managers such as BlackRock to issue an ETF, and he said, I'm not going to comment on that. I know BlackRock has said some things publicly. You know, we think it makes sense for the XRP community overall. Ripple obviously is a very important stakeholder in the XRP ecosystem, but we're not the only player. So Garlinghouse expects more crypto ETFs to come. He said, I think it only makes sense there will be other ETFs too. It's a little like, you know, the earliest days of the stock market. You don't really want exposure to one stock or one company. You want to typically think about diversifying risk. Basically, there is a huge amount of opportunity here that if we have an Ethereum ETF, if we have some other altcoins that have ETFs surrounding them as well, it creates an opportunity for institutional investors to get exposure to the cryptocurrency space as a whole. And we could have funds that invest in a number of these crypto asset ETFs and getting exposure to the entire cryptocurrency industry's volatility. Something like the S&P 500, but kind of like a cryptocurrency version, allowing people to get exposure to that space in ETF form rather than in fund form. So definitely some opportunities here coming in the markets. Definitely going to be an ETF triggered bull market if we were to predict anything here on the channel. This one seems the clearest. Let's take a look at what else is going on in the cryptocurrency news today. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button. We've got 20 minutes until I need to jump on a call. So we've got 20 minutes to make Bitcoin and Ethereum move to the upside. And to do that, we need you to like today's stream. We've got 24 likes. Let's try and hit 50 before we finish off today's stream here today. Let's see what else is going on here. So Coinbase International Exchange hits $1 billion in daily trading volume. The platform began to serve institutional traders outside the US in May 2023, and now we are seeing volume increase. And now all of these figures here are just showing us, look, interest is back, people are paying attention, people are making trades, and the volume is up. Volume up is super important for these markets, and to see us hitting previous highs from previous bull markets is really nice to see. It shows that we're going in the right direction and the interest is back in the space. We weren't seeing these kind of headlines when Bitcoin was down at $16,000 and everyone was telling us it was dead. So it's brilliant to see that they are back, and once again some confirmation that we were right. Let's take a look at what's going on in the next article here. So Coinbase pays $500,000 to advertise on Liquid Death. The exchange won the bid to advertise on the beverage cases, and we are going to see that in the near future. Otherwise, we have the UK could pass crypto-specific laws within 6 months. So the UK government is moving to pass crypto laws. Now, let's rewind a little bit and discuss what's happened in the UK relating to cryptocurrency, because it's been an interesting ride. First of all, in 2022, it appeared the UK may take the lead out of the Western countries in welcoming cryptocurrency and industry participants. We had heard members of Parliament saying, look, we're going to be a cryptocurrency hotspot. You heard it here first. The UK is going to be a cryptocurrency hub. A post by the HM Treasury in April 22 stated the government was aiming to make the UK a crypto hub. And then things started to go downhill, surprisingly. Shockingly. What could possibly go wrong with the UK trying to lead an industry? Let's see what's going on here. So, fast forward 2 years, and there's been little development on that comment. It was a comment that was made. I did actually see Matt Hancock do a speech at a cryptocurrency event in 2022. Zebu Live, he was there as a speaker talking about how the UK wanted to push forward cryptocurrency, welcoming cryptocurrency companies and try and drive the industry forward in the UK. After that, we didn't really see too much developments in that sector, and then we saw the FCA put in place some new regulations last October that massively affected cryptocurrency-based companies in the UK, pushing a lot of them offshore. So it shows that maybe our words haven't aligned with our actions right now, but we did see another little twist to this story at the end of last year when the government released a paper suggesting it aimed to introduce legislation in 2024, potentially reigniting its ambitions. We are expecting within the next 6 months to see some cryptocurrency related laws, specific laws to do with cryptocurrencies, launch within the UK. Now, we do not know what these could be. It could be super advantageous. It could be that, look, we're opening up the UK to bring those cryptocurrency related businesses in and bring them back on shore. Or it can stifle growth further. And to be honest, our expectations are low at this point. You can't say you're a cryptocurrency hotspot and then put some very tight and broad regulations in place and then expect us all to still agree that we're a cryptocurrency hotspot. There is some work to be done, to say the least. It will be interesting to see what these regulations are because there's been a little bit of uncertainty. There's been some really bullish suggestions being made in the UK over the years, and there's been some really bearish ones as well. It was not long ago that they were talking about regulating cryptocurrency as if it were gambling, and that was something that really got my back up a little bit because it doesn't really legitimize the cryptocurrency space at all, but we did not go ahead with that in the end anyway. So there's been a little bit of to and fro on what's happening with crypto laws in the UK. It would be interesting to see some more crypto-specific ones and seeing how they aim to become the cryptocurrency hotspot, but we'll see how that plays out. Let's continue on with the next article here. So here's how much Bitcoin whales withdrew from Coinbase over the weekend. Although there is no confirmed reason for the withdrawals, there are speculations that the outflows could be related to plans to provide liquidity for over-the-counter transactions. Let's take a look at this. The largest American cryptocurrency exchange, Coinbase, has recently witnessed a substantial amount of Bitcoin withdrawals of Bitcoin, leading to a significant plunge in its reserves. On-chain analysis by CryptoQuant analyst has revealed that Bitcoin whales withdrew $1 billion worth of leading digital asset from Coinbase over the weekend, sending the platform's reserves to levels last seen in 2017. So more than 18,000 Bitcoin have been moved away from Coinbase, with the assets distributed across several new wallets. The values of the Bitcoin deposited in these new wallets range from $45 million to $171 million. And due to the vast Bitcoin outflows, Coinbase's public order book now holds roughly 394,000 Bitcoin, worth more than $20.5 billion. But these are at lows last seen in 2017. As we've been saying, the amount of Bitcoin available on exchanges is decreasing at a faster rate than we are maybe appreciating here. CryptoQuant's head of research has tweeted that Coinbase disclosed its largely hourly outflow in 2024 on Monday. His analysis discovered that 18,746 Bitcoin were moved in 2 transactions at the same block. Although there is no confirmed reason for the massive withdrawals, there are speculations that the outflows could be related to plans to provide liquidity for on the chain transactions, or that they could be part over the counter transactions, or they could be part of an internal wallet organization. But with these questions in mind, is there an incoming supply shock coming here? So there's one option to be considered as a reason for the massive withdrawals. Could be institutions buying Bitcoin, meaning the digital asset is going into custody, hence input consolidation and the creation of new addresses holding 866 or more Bitcoin. He noted that the most of the assets transferred had not been moved since December 2018, and generally, whales moving their Bitcoin holdings from exchanges is seen as a bullish sign. They're moving away from having that easy accessibility and ability to sell their assets. If you're moving from a centralized exchange, typically means you're looking to hold on to these for the long term. You're not looking to sell anytime soon. Now, as fewer coins become available for sale, positively impacting the asset's price, with the fourth Bitcoin halving event less than 2 months away and spot ETFs persistent in their Bitcoin accumulation, some crypto community members expect a supply shock soon, and I definitely think this is possible. We're seeing the inflation rate for Bitcoin halve from 6.25 Bitcoin every 10 minutes to 3.125 Bitcoin, reducing the number of Bitcoin mined daily from around 900 Bitcoin to 450 Bitcoin. We are seeing institutional Bitcoin demand increasing. New Bitcoin ETFs are seeing net inflows of around $500 million worth of these assets a day, around 650 Bitcoin, 10 times the amount of Bitcoin that is being added into circulation every day. So if we consider all of these things, I think a supply shock is only a fair conclusion to come to if these rates continue at the rate they are currently at. Let's continue on to the next story here and see what else is going on. Other than these Bitcoin ETFs, I could be bullish on those for days, but I think you all have got the gist by now. There's some excitement there with the Bitcoin ETFs. Rob says FCA has taken fun out of Swissbug, no airdrops, no referrals or yield for UK holders. It's been an absolute nightmare. Hopefully we do see some crypto specific laws come in place that help the cryptocurrency industry move forwards, because we all know with these kinds of things there is a first mover advantage. The first region that adopts cryptocurrency and allows for the growth of the industry and for cryptocurrency related businesses, that's the region that's going to take the most advantage out of this space, because this space is here to stay, and I think that's as clear as day. Let's take a look at this article here though. So USDC stablecoin issuer Circle dumps Tron network. So they are looking to move away from the Tron network, with minting of the stablecoin stopping immediately. USDC remains trusted, transparent and safe, but some $300 million of USDC exists on Tron compared to $22 billion on Ethereum. So they are looking to discontinue support for the USDC on the Tron blockchain. So they are looking to effective immediately. They will no longer mint USDC on the network, and people will have to transfer their USDC over onto other blockchains. Finally, last article of the day, Hong Kong issues regulatory standards for tokenized financial products. So the initiative aims to foster innovation while ensuring robust consumer protection within the burgeoning field of tokenization. So they are constantly working on the regulation of cryptocurrency in Hong Kong, and I honestly think it's something that other regions need to be looking at. They are constantly looking for the growth of cryptocurrency. They have told their banks historically to work with cryptocurrency companies, really trying to push cryptocurrency forward and try and take advantage of that first mover advantage, whilst the US is essentially stifling growth of the space. Let's take a look at what's going on in terms of the Bitcoin Ethereum price right now though, because we are seeing some volatility in the markets whilst on this stream. Right now Ethereum is bouncing that level of support that we needed it to bounce right now. It may be that we come back and retest this later in the day, but right now we are seeing a strong bounce. We were looking at that $2,900 level. Right now seeing some nice movements to the upside, exactly what we wanted to see. Bitcoin the same. We are in this range right now between $50,500 and $53,000. That lower level has acted like a strong support for us multiple times, and we have seen it be used once again. Hopefully it continues. Hopefully we continue to see buying power at that range, and it helps us hold this level strong. Finally, let's take a look at what else is going on here. Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Ethereum is right now outperforming Bitcoin, but ever so slightly. We have seen a little bit of a pullback on this chart. Hopefully we do continue to see some bullish momentum here, and we start to see those high cap coins start to take a few of those gains from Bitcoin. Let's take a look at what's going on here. Marin says in the chat, I don't know why, but I'm feeling this pullback as a bull trap. Another week or two of greediness makes more sense to me before a massive correction. March for around 40 45%. I mean, well, as we get closer to that Bitcoin halving, historically, it's not the most bullish couple of weeks around that event. So it could be potentially that we are just going to all get trapped in this bull market mentality for the next 30 or so days, continue to see some bullish momentum, and then all get caught out by that move to the downside. Anything is possible here. Rob says no way we'll go down to 32k or 34k. It is, honestly, I get so frustrated when people say this time is different, and I stand by that, but I'm finding it really hard to not say that myself at this point. These Bitcoin ETFs are creating a huge amount of inflows. There is some supply shocks coming to this industry. We're seeing the amount of available Bitcoin on exchanges dramatically increase. Bitcoin ETFs are buying 10 times the amount of Bitcoin that is being mined every single day. I think a supply shock is in store, and with a supply shock, we don't always get the opportunities. We do need to be aware 30-20% pullbacks are possible for Bitcoin at any given time, but we don't know when that will be. Bitcoin is at a point in the cycle where it can just continue to tear to the upside for as long as it possibly can, or we do get those pullbacks. As I said, the best way to play this is to keep your levels of support and resistance and see which one breaks first. Do not have wishful thinking that you're going to get a brilliant buying opportunity, dollar cost average in, dollar cost average out. Also, don't get wishful thinking that it's going to just shoot up to $100,000 within the next week. We need to kind of keep looking at the market with a level playing field here. Look at it with a clear head and say, look, 20 to 30% pullbacks are an option. If the support begins to break, we need to be looking at those lower levels. But right now, there's loads of bullish momentum, there's loads of bullish indicators, and we need to also be aware that it could go higher if the level of resistance breaks. So we really can't make too big of a suggestion and a clear feel of where the markets are going to go until a support or resistance breaks on the higher time frames. We cannot sit here and say with conviction, look, it's time to go down to 30k. I mean, it would be nice to see, because of how bullish we all are right now, it would be nice to have a big buying opportunity, but I bet by the time we got down to 30k, no one would be feeling like they want to buy it anymore. So we just need to take advantage of the opportunity as these opportunities arise. I am dollar cost averaging in, dollar cost averaging out, not waiting for a specific low price to enter any positions, just entering whenever I can. And eventually I will be dollar cost averaging out back into Bitcoin whenever we do see some nice gains of those altcoins as well. But that's all we really have time for in today's stream. It's been a very fast-paced one. I hope it's all gone well. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. That's all we have time for today. Marin says, I hope you're all right, Rob. Otherwise, I would need to sell something to buy some more as well. I mean, it would be an interesting time, wouldn't it? I think I am very, very cautious right now that we are all a little bit too bullish, but it's hard not to be. We're really in a difficult place right now, and this is why I'm just saying, look at the supports and resistances, see which one breaks first. That is the easiest way to navigate this field right now. But that is all we have time for today. I need to go onto a call with the team. We're on 35 likes, so thank you very much to everybody who has liked, subscribed, and hit that bell notification button. Please don't forget to do so if you have not done so already. That's all for today. Thank you very much for watching, and we will be back here tomorrow with another stream. Thank you, and